You're now listening to the Z-Listers podcast with Brady, Neil, and AJP.
I beat the shit out of you in pool.
I don't know about that.
You won one game. I won 17. You quit on the last one.
Not true.
Yes, true. You want to do the intro?
Me. What's up, Z-Listers? Sorry. Welcome to the Z-Listers podcast. It's your boy, Brady Neil, sitting with the lovely, adorable AJP.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Almost forgot your name for a second.
That's okay. I forgot your name the other day. Thanks for being nice to me. I'm going to start being nicer to you on this podcast.
Yeah, I wish you would.
Because I was editing the other day. And I'm really mean to you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know us or know our dynamic, I can come across like an asshole. I mean, I am.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm yawning.
It's okay.
It's not because I'm bored. It's because I'm tired.
What time did you go to bed last night?
Like 2 or 3.
What time did you wake up?
The reg. Like
I bet you were up before I was.
11:30.
No, we were up the same time.
Okay. I hit that snooze button real fucking hard.
Well,
like
what else?
3 times.
What did you have to do?
Be in my bed.
Yeah, but why'd you even have an alarm set?
To be up for this.
Oh my god. we said originally 12. So you didn't think you were going to be up for 12?
No.
I cannot wait until we do a video podcast because Brady is always doing some weird, crazy shit with his legs. Like one he just had draped over the chair, the other one he tried to put on me. And he does this while I talk or while he talks, and he thinks it's just going to be normal. Get your fucking foot off of me. My God, I'll leave. I'll go home.
I wish you would. No, I don't. Please stay here.
Tell me a story. Tell me about your basketball game last night.
Oh, nothing special.
I think that's so weird that like I dropped you off at like 11 o'clock. You probably didn't get over there till like 11:30.
Yeah.
And there was like 30 people out just playing basketball on a Tuesday at 11:30 at night.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a really nice night though, you know? It's been unseasonably warm.
Are you at all alarmed?
Oh, that it's this hot in
Yeah.
fucking February? Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, we're all gonna die.
I
Well, we'll be fine because we live in New Jersey, but people in like Saudi Arabia, they're fucked. They're gone.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, no, we're on the coast
Or
though.
India. Like
we're on
India.
the coast.
Is that bad?
Yeah, because when the ice caps melt, we're going to get it first. Kansas ain't going to flood. We're going to flood.
Yeah, but are we close enough to the coast that we'll be underwater?
I don't know. You've never seen those maps that like projects what it's going to look like?
But I don't remember where we're projected to be.
We're definitely after Florida.
Uh-huh.
So that's good.
Right.
Florida will
Honestly,
be gone first.
it's only fitting that Florida is the first to sink.
There's a common theme of this podcast. It's like waiter stories, video games, and then shit talking Florida. At least once an episode, we like take a jab at Florida. And
Fuck Florida, honestly.
I don't apologize.
Fuck everything about Florida. It's hot. It's humid because the whole state is a fucking swamp. The state feels like a giant armpit. You know?
Oh,
It's a hairy state.
A hairy state?
Yeah, I was just trying to make an armpit analogy. Didn't work. I'm sorry.
But like everyone shits on Jersey.
Yeah, that's true.
So
And like, I love New Jersey.
I mean, there's probably some like to me. I can't think about loving Florida.
Yeah.
Like that's not a thing that.
My dad loves Florida.
Does he?
Yeah, he was born and raised there.
Oh,
He's a Tampa boy.
Tampa boy.
Yeah.
But I love New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is what I love about New Jersey is like we have everything you could possibly want to do. We have here.
Uh-huh.
So like if you're like a city person, like depending on where you live in New Jersey, but like you have Philly and New York City like right there.
Right.
What?
Well, first of all, you said everything you could possibly want to do we have here, and I was gonna make a stupid joke or everyone, but that's beneath me. What I was laughing at is it's funny how everybody's like defense of New Jersey usually is predicated on a couple of things, and one of them is like proximity to better places.
Well, I get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
what else I was gonna say is that like you have the beach. Like a lot of people come from out of state to come to the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, for reasons beyond me.
Yeah, I can't figure that
Dirty
out. I
fucking
mean,
sewage water.
yeah, like there's a few nice beaches.
Yeah, there are.
But like to leave, like I hate driving like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You know, there's some people that like vacation in New Jersey.
Oof.
Roughs.
Yeah.
But you got mini Vegas, Atlantic City.
Mm-hmm.
You could go skiing up in Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
There's farms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, south of like, it depends on who you talk to, because like to people that live in South Jersey, Central Jersey doesn't exist.
Right.
But
Which
I mean,
I don't get at all.
yeah, but South Jersey is basically Alabama. Like Southwest New Jersey might as well be Alabama.
Right. Like people fucking their cousins out there or what?
I don't know. I stay away. I think that's where the Jersey Devil's from.
Oh, yeah?
I wouldn't know. I stay away. But I love Jersey.
Yeah, me too.
Is this where you want to stay forever?
I want to stay in this area, like New Jersey, New York. Like I could never. I don't think I could ever move back.
Well, you've
down
lived a lot
south.
of places. Is this the most favorite place you've ever lived?
The most favorite place.
I knew that wasn't correct as soon as I said it.
Yeah.
Favoriteest place?
Definitely the favoriteest place I've ever.
I don't think favoritist is correct.
It isn't. I was just going along with your shitty fucking terminology.
It's been a while since you critiqued my grammar, so I deserve that one.
Yeah. Going back to my dad loving, being born and raised in Florida, he probably only loves it because his dad was like I think either a radiologist. Yeah, I think he was a radiologist. Mm-hmm. And so like my dad's family had like money.
Okay.
And so like my dad literally, he would just like skip school all the time, fucking like go fishing with his friends. They would go out. He was telling me a story once where like his friends would like go out on a boat because of course everybody had their own fucking boat
in Tampa. Yeah.
Yeah. And they would just like find an island to go to, and they would just like smoke pot and like listen.
Your dad's name
listen to
Gilligan?
rock. What?
Is your dad's name Gilligan?
Yep. So yeah, that's probably why he liked it so much, because he just lived a free bird sort of lifestyle. It is hot as a witch's fucking tit.
Yeah, like it's honestly. I could put the fan on, but
Nah, it's okay.
you're all right.
I don't want to compromise the integrity of our podcast.
Speaking of compromising, I think you meant to say like audio quality, not the integrity, because there really isn't any integrity with this podcast.
Audio quality.
In the last episode, we had my friend Tory Lava on, and I want to say thank you to Tory for a number of things. Mm-hmm. One, coming to do our podcast. Two, we had a few technical difficulties, so if that episode sounds a little different than the rest, it's because we were testing out like new equipment and stuff. And next time we have a guest, we'll have that all straightened out, and we'd love to have Tory back in the future. Mm-hmm. But number three, I want to thank Tory for putting up with you. Because you know what I kind of liked? We kind of had like a little good cop, bad cop thing going. And I kind of don't want to say this on air, but I don't really care. I like that we developed that without even talking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to ask serious questions.
Right.
And you were just like total like, fuck this. Like, none of this is real.
I'm a piss taker. I'm a classic piss taker. Taking the piss.
I know how to handle it though. I mean, because I can give it right back to you, you know, if you start getting crazy with me.
Right.
But it's funny with someone that doesn't know you. And then, like, that little boy thing that you said to her, I cringed. Like, I didn't even know what to say. I wanted to, like, dude, I don't even know.
I really hope that doesn't make that into the podcast. Oh my god!
I have to keep it.
It was so bad.
I have to keep it. And then
I
you
felt
got
so bad.
And then you got real serious about it. You're like, for legal reasons. It was hilarious. Like I was dying, but like cringing, but dying. But I'm so glad. And I know that there was times where she like would say something, and I could feel, because you were sitting next to me, and I wasn't really looking at you because I was making sure like the audio was like good, and I was looking at Tory.
Yeah.
And I could feel you looking at me like, make the joke. And I wasn't gonna, but I knew that you wanted me to.
Right.
I was like, oh my God. Like,
Two things. First of all, it was funny how before the podcast, like immediately before we started, she was like, hey, like, if you guys could like not like make a joke about all of this, that would be great. Like if you guys could not be like super like sarcastic and shit, that would be great. And I was like, okay. But in my mind, I was like, I'm totally fucking gonna. Like, do you know what podcast you're on? Like, I'm not gonna just take this shit seriously.
now, if it wasn't Tory, like if I didn't know her, but we had a medium on the podcast, you don't believe in that stuff?
No, not at all.
Okay, so you weren't just doing that because like I knew her and you felt like a little comfortable?
No.
Okay.
I was doing it, well, because you knew her and I felt like I could joke around with her, but also because it's all bullshit.
So you don't believe in ghosts? Like
No.
at all?
No.
Oh. So are you going to take her advice though?
I mean, am I going to take anybody's advice?
True.
My second thing, though, what the fuck is that last name? Lava?
That
You're an element of nature? Your last name is Lava? If her last name was like Lavalette or something, I'd be like, okay.
it's not though.
Oh, her last name isn't really Lava?
We'll talk about that off air, but no, like, you know,
She had to change
my
it
last name is not
for legal reasons?
my last name's not the MC. You know,
Well, that I know.
Childish's last name is not Gambino.
Nor is his first name Childish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's one of those situations.
Uh-huh.
Can you stop making an ASMR video over there? He was just rubbing the bottle cap on his arm. That's every time we record, I say to myself, maybe he won't ruin the conversation. We're 13 minutes in and you did.
Okay.
But you don't feel like what she said applied to you at all?
Some of the stuff.
Because she didn't know, I didn't tell her anything about you.
Sure, some of the stuff, but like, can I just say with my glasses off, like, you look like a fucking literal alien and it's terrifying.
I
Like,
left the
holy
house.
shit.
I had these pair of glasses in my car today, and I left the house not wearing glasses because I knew I was going to put these on when I got in the car. And I was unlocking my car and, you know, throwing my shit in, and I was like, what if I just drove here with no glasses today? And I was like, not going to do that. You need them for all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need them for distance, but I just wear them all the time.
Right.
Except if I know I'm going to be on the computer, I won't wear glasses. But other than that, I'm just always wearing glasses. Are you that hot?
Yeah, it's pretty hot in here.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Could you just put
I
up
can't
with it?
imagine. You must be pretty fucking hot, too.
I'm trying not to think about it. I'm not moving.
That's what I'm trying to do, but my
You're-
armpit feels weird.
You're moving too much.
Uh-huh.
Can we talk about why you're always in pain? Like for a guy that really does. I mean,
Let's ask Tori about it.
she's not a doctor.
I just meant maybe the cards will say something.
See, now you're being a smartass.
I know.
It's funny, but. So you didn't feel. Now let me ask you this, because it's just me and you here now. You didn't see a face in that picture,
No.
really?
I mean, I kind of see where somebody might see a face, but it's like the fucking Jesus and toast thing. Like, give me a fucking break. That's not really a picture of Jesus burnt into your toast. It's just a random distribution of burn marks that you decided to interpret as Jesus. Give me a fucking break.
Two things there. Do you know that magazine Weird NJ?
Yeah.
They have a section where people send in pictures of objects that look like this outline of New Jersey. And some of them actually really do, and some of them are like, oh, that's a stretch. And with that, and like with things in pictures, like it's almost like looking at clouds. You know, like this would actually be cute now that I picture this in my mind. We could go lay in a field and look up at the clouds, holding hands. Yeah, after this weekend. And, we could each see different things in the cloud. And it also depends on, like, the way you're looking at it.
Right.
Now, if I got that picture back, like if that was me and I was in that picture, I wouldn't even notice that face. So,
Yeah.
But she pointed it out.
Because people who do shit like she does, like
they look for it.
Walk around constantly saying, "Oh, I feel an energy." They're looking for that shit.
We were driving one time. I forget where we were going, but we drove past a cemetery. She was like, "Oh my God, like I feel like all this energy."
Yeah.
But I mean, so you don't believe in it? See, this is something we could talk about. I feel like there's a very fine line with words like energy, vibe, aura, all those type of words.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people that use them are either like very sincere or they're just very poorly educated.
Right.
And they think that those words are words that people can use to like sound smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've heard it. I don't like his vibe, or don't bring that energy over here. But
Yeah.
that's like really true.
But that's different when you're talking about a person, because like there could be some sort of.
But I feel like that. I feel like that everywhere. Like there are some places that just I don't like the energy there.
I feel that like
It doesn't have to be a person.
it's for me. It's not even places. Like in the, I want to say like the difference between like summer and fall is like palpable. Like when you're outside in the summer, there's something that's like there's a different quality about the air where like your state of mind is almost different. Like you feel differently.
I know what
summer.
you're saying, but we're probably not going to have that soon.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to have seasons
you're just
anymore.
gonna
It's
feel
just
like
going to be
that all the time.
season.
I was actually thinking about that earlier. I was going to try to make it into like a little bit, but
Oh, sorry.
but like basically like spring is just going to be less hot summer. Summer is going to be summer. Fall is going to be
Less cold. Fall.
Yeah.
And winter is going to be summer.
Winter's just going to be like less hot spring. Yeah.
I don't. I like from the time I was young to now. Like I feel like it's been a drastic change.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever like there would be the occasional like day where it would be, a spring day or even like an end of the season winter, and I don't know why I said it like that.
Yeah, that was I don't even
The
know what
end
fuck
of
you
the season winter. Sometimes when I say like shit, I like that you don't correct it because I'll just let it go and it sounds
Yeah.
stupid, but who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. Sometimes I just have to point it out because it bothers me saying it.
Right.
But I remember, there were days where you'd be in school and it would be like super nice out on a day that like it really shouldn't be or you weren't expecting it to be, and you'd be like, oh, like I can't wait to go outside after school, like shit like that. But now I feel like it's so much like more drastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like my car said 72 on the way here. It's February 21st. That's not good.
Yeah.
For like here, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. People leave Jersey this time of year to get out of the cold.
Right.
To go somewhere where it's 72.
Yeah.
72 here now. Like, oh my God.
I was thinking this morning on the way over here, like the fucking sunscreen industry is going to pop the fuck off.
That's what you thought about on your drive over here?
Yeah. Like they're going to be making a killing in a couple years.
You think?
Yeah.
If they were smart, they would run some ads to try to scare some people now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
So where'd you go to like elementary school? Because I know you lived like a ton of places. So where
Georgia.
You were in Georgia for elementary school?
Yeah, kindergarten through 4th. I think I was in Georgia. Maybe 5th. Yeah, 5th.
We could talk about that. I went to 3 different high schools
Right.
in 4 years.
Uh-huh.
My school experience for me is like, I know, like I'll be talking to you and I'll mention like a teacher or somebody that like I know, but they're not from like the school you and I went to together.
Uh-huh.
Or I'll do that with somebody else about like you and they don't know you, So how is that like for you? Because you like, I never left the state. You were like all over the country.
Well,
I
first,
feel like I'm interviewing you now.
yeah. Well, first of
We
all,
have no topics, so this is what you get. When we don't have shit to say, this is what you get.
I was in like elementary school, so first of all, it's all kind of a blur.
Okay.
Second of all, I don't know. How often do you need to like think about something from elementary school? You know?
Yeah, but you don't think about like, you don't ever just think about being a kid.
I guess.
I wasn't expecting some super deep answer here, but like,
Like, what do you mean? Like, when do I need to think about that?
I don't know, like or like, you never just something will happen and you won't just like think about a time like that relates to that when you were younger.
I guess so. Yeah.
When this podcast gets bigger,
Uh-huh.
I feel like I have to be the representative for it.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, if somebody wants to interview us, like, we can go together. But if I'm ever somewhere and someone wants to talk about the podcast, like, I feel like I have to represent it.
Yeah.
Because, like, they would sit down with you and be like, oh, so tell me about this podcast. And you're like, well, we just started it, and then we just kept doing it.
I guess we talk or whatever.
Yeah.
That's about it. I'm a person who needs very specific questions.
Do you?
Yeah. Sometimes. Most of the time.
A lot of, well, I guess this isn't common knowledge, but a lot of times, like, celebrities or just people, you know, that are being interviewed, like, sometimes they'll supply the questions.
Oh, really?
And I think it's super weird.
Uh-huh.
Or they'll tell them what they don't want to talk about.
Yeah, that I understand.
But yeah, like supplying the questions, that's like, why even do it?
Yeah.
You know? We live in a time where why do you gotta fucking laugh? Everything I say you gotta fucking laugh at.
Because I'm just thinking of shit in my head.
Can you invite me in so I can see what you're talking about?
No, you wouldn't like it.
You're probably right.
My biggest ambition in life is just to catch you with a fucking killer joke while you're taking a sip of water. I want you to do a legitimate spit take.
You want me to spit it like on the microphone?
Yeah. I'll ruin the mic.
Preferably not this one because it's like $1,000 mic. I don't want to buy another one. Let's talk about like the music industry and entertainment. We did in the other episode a little bit. We talked about rappers like throwing money and shit like that. But I want your opinion because... Stop mocking me, you piece of shit.
Okay.
I want your opinion because you're not in the business.
Uh-huh.
You're like and I don't mean this... Fuck you, I do mean this like it's going to sound. You're like an outsider to like entertainment.
Yeah.
Not saying I got some fucking insider Illuminati information.
Right.
But I mean, I know a thing or two.
Yeah.
And I feel like now is the easiest time to be a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's not something that's like a hot take from me, but I just feel like that's like, it's the easiest time. There's so many different things, because the main goal is to stay relevant.
Right.
And how do you stay relevant? You have to do stuff. But like, people aren't always trying to do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's going to be fewer and fewer like superstars. Like, who's like a superstar celebrity? Like, who do you think about? Like, definitely Leonardo DiCaprio.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Is he?
Yeah,
Has he done enough to get there? Because like Johnny Depp is who I think about. Like, he could chill for like 5 years and then come out and people are like, oh wow, Johnny Depp.
That's true.
That's what I'm talking about. Like
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, definitely.
Yeah.
What about music?
Music. Drake. Jay-Z.
Drake, definitely.
Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm. Beyonce.
Eminem, even though he sucks now.
He kind of did that, yeah. He kind of like disappeared for a while and he came back and.
No offense, Eminem, but like.
Nah, he's. You want to hear a hot take?
Yeah.
Never liked him.
Yeah.
I never really.
I remember you telling me that once.
The
Eminem show, not a single bad song on that album, but like his recent shit.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's bad.
Uh-huh.
He's like Tom Brady for me.
Uh-huh.
Like, as a Jets fan, I can never ever like Tom Brady. I just can't do it.
Right.
Even if he got cut by the Patriots and the Jets signed him, I would still have a hard time liking him.
Right.
But I have to respect him. he, been to 8 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that?
Right.
But
you want to know who?
Who?
Tom fucking Brady.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I thought you knew someone else that I didn't know that's been to 8 Super Bowls.
Uh-huh.
You're not even a football guy.
Yeah.
But there's so many. What I'm getting at here is there's so many things that a person can do to stay relevant without even really having to do stuff. There's podcasts. There's YouTube shows. I mean, you could do like talk shows, like late night stuff. But what do you think is more effective now? Like, I'd rather listen to somebody I like on a podcast rather than a talk show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. The thing about podcasts is that, number one, you can talk way more openly about shit. Like, you don't have this set range of shit,
and nothing gets cut out. You can actually elaborate on ideas.
Yeah,
that's why I like to keep this longer.
Yeah. He said that as he pointed to his pubes.
No, I didn't. I really don't think I did. Pointed to my dick.
But so yeah, you can talk about pretty much anything you want to, and also I think people really like podcasts because it's way more intimate, and you almost feel like you kind of. It feels like you're almost kind of the people personally. I'm not even trying to be funny. It feels like you're getting to hear
what you're
somebody
saying.
that normally you just see on TV, and you get to know them as a person.
I think that's why Joe Rogan is so big.
Right.
Because he's done it for so long, and there's just so much of him just talking. And he doesn't reveal a lot of personal information, but after over 1,000 episodes, you can't not put yourself out there. It's impossible to have that many episodes talking and not have people know about you.
Right.
And yeah, I feel like as I get older, I think we talked about this, but the stuff that I like to see from celebrities is their regular lives. Were we talking about this, or was I saying this to somebody else?
I don't know.
This one Jets player that I follow. Now it's the off season, so he's just oh no, I wasn't. I know I was. It wasn't you. I was talking to somebody else about this. Okay. It's the off season now in football, and he's at his house and he's just chilling with his daughter and with his friends from home and everything, and that's the cool shit I like to see because I only see him 16 weeks a year playing football, but I like him as a player, so it's cool to know him as a person, and I feel like podcasting is a good way to do that. I mean, you could do that with YouTube videos too, I guess. But podcasting, it's just talking, you know what I mean? Where else would anyone hear me or you talking about stuff like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That don't know us.
Yeah.
So that's why I like doing this because...
Not that that's a good thing, by the way.
What, to hear us talk?
Yeah, some people are like, oh my God, I'd pay you money not to have to hear you talk.
That's the thing, though. Did I ever tell you the first ever comment I got on YouTube?
No.
I was 12 years old. The song was actually it was either a love song or about the Jets. It wasn't a love song about the Jets.
Uh-huh.
But the first 2 songs I ever wrote, the first one was a love song, and the second one was about the Jets.
Uh-huh.
And
hard topic to rap about, by the way.
The Jets?
Yeah, that's some hard shit.
Dog, I had bars. I was 12 years old, but I had bars about the Jets.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that song by Jim Jones, Ballin'?
I'm high.
We fly high. Yeah.
You know
it.
Ballin'. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a remix about the Giants because it was the year they won the Super Bowl or they were going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
And I was like, yo, this is dope. So my version was basically his lyrics, but with Jets players' names instead of Giants.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is hot as fuck.
What, you said Jim Jones?
Yeah.
Is that the guy in the Work remix and he's like, got me feeling like Jim Jones? Is that who he's talking about?
That's who he's talking about, yeah.
I have no idea who Jim Jones is. I'm sorry.
Got me feeling like Jim Jones. I'm a pimp, though. No limp, though. Couldn't copy my style like Kinko's. Put in work. Run about a killer, then I put him in the dirt. Yeah, that's A$AP Ferg who's saying that.
Uh-huh.
I had to rap it to figure out who it is. But, yeah,
Right.
that's Jim Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But the first comment I ever got, I put the song up, and hype as fuck to get a comment. You know what I mean? And it said, you're probably a disgrace to your family. Kill yourself. Literally, that's You know, it probably was worded a little different, but it 100% said kill yourself.
Right.
And I was just like, oh.
Why didn't you?
Oh, fuck you.
I'm just kidding. Suicide's not a joke.
Yeah, Logan Paul, settle down over there. It's not a joke. But after that, there's really not shit anyone could say to me that I wouldn't say about myself.
Right.
Or that even could bother me. So as this podcast grows and people get to know you better and me, you know, people are going to talk shit.
Right.
You know, read the comments on, and even like, you know, Joe Rogan's on his shit. Like, I'm a big fan of him, so if I bring him up a lot, that's why. But like, the comments on his stuff are all like, you know, half, probably not half, but there's a good majority of them that are, you know, talking shit about him. But you can't read the comments. I mean,
right.
You can if you want to, but you're not gonna have a good time doing it.
I think we should do like, if we get big enough, we should have an episode where we just like a portion of it we just read comments and like make fun of people saying stupid shit.
I would do that. I would have no problem doing that. I would like to do questions, like take questions too.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Give advice. Because like, why, you know?
Yo, I want to give advice because, you know why? Because I'm the last person who should be giving advice.
Yeah.
So I think it's my responsibility to give shitty advice.
Yeah. And the thing is, I don't want to turn this into like, I don't want to have like segments on this show. Like, I don't want to turn it into like a morning radio show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't like that. I like just sitting down talking. And like what we did with Tory, like no real format. We just start going.
Yeah.
And less of an interview, more. Unless we get somebody on who like has something to actually promote, or there's something specifically about them we want to talk about, then we can like interview them. But as far as that, like having a guest, I would just want to sit down and just talk to them. I don't want to, you know, do whatever. And I'm kind of liking like the vibe where this podcast is going, because it is just like if we're used for background noise for people, just to have some like guys talking in the background, like that's fine with me, you know? Because I do that a lot with some podcasts. Like if it's, I listen to like music podcasts, like about music, like the industry and stuff. I listen to Stuff You Should Know, that like, you know, try to learn stuff. But sometimes I'll just put on like, you know, a lot of comedians have podcasts, and like, you know, they interview other comedians or their friends or whatever. And I'll just put it on like for background noise if I'm driving, and like half the time I'm not even really listening, but it's just there, you know? Chris D'Elia said it best in one of his podcasts. He was like, you're a little girl, you're laying on your bed, on your tummy, and we're on the phone. He's like, you can't talk back, but we're on the phone. And every now and then you just kind of nod, and, you know, you got your feet up in the air. And I was like, honestly, like that's what it is though, you know?
I love the word tummy so much. It's one of my favorite words.
Tummy?
Yeah, you're laying on your tummy.
That's almost like, there's so many words that like are fine in normal conversation, but would just ruin the moment in sex.
Yeah.
Like I know we talked about that on the first episode with Pecker, but like tummy's one of them too.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that word. I love to say, like, if I see a girl with like showing some midriff or something, I just love to say like, oh, she's got a nice little tummy on her.
That sounds so creepy.
She's got a cute little tummy.
But like, oh my God.
Or caboose. I really check out the caboose on her.
Why is all your words go to objectifying women?
I don't know.
What's another one?
Let's see. Caboose, tummy,
There got to be more.
Gams. Oh wait, that's grandma. Yams, or no, gams. She's got some nice gams on her.
You spend way too much time on Urban Dictionary.
Yo, can I talk to you on some real shit right now?
We can get real for it. If you're being serious, yes, we can get real.
I'm being so
quick.
serious. Urban Dictionary, the fact that your app does not have a feature where you can save words, you fucking up. You're about to lose a loyal customer, you fucking clowns. Okay? Urban Dictionary, I'm coming at you correct, and I'm coming at you direct. You better fix your shit.
I'm mad.
Why?
Because you said, like, can we get real? And all you wanted to do was call out Urban Dictionary. Like, I really thought there was going to be some.
But don't you
something
want to be
there.
able to save shit like that?
I mean, it would be cool. You can't
No.
if you have like an account.
No, they don't even let you have an account, I'm pretty sure.
Then how do you submit words? Because it tells you who submitted the word.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to be able to have an account. But yeah, I think it would be cool to be able to save words and have like your own dictionary. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the fucking Merriam-Webster dictionary app, which I am a loyal customer to. They let you save words. Look,
I think what Urban Dictionary did was actually pretty cool because they kind of made themselves like an actual thing.
Uh-huh.
Like they've made words popular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or people actually, I think it's kind of, okay, I believe you.
That's my list of all the words I've saved.
Okay.
You know why I save them?
Why?
Because I'm supposed to like quiz myself on them so I can remember them, but I never do.
Why do you want to know those words?
Because they're good words.
Do you want to like use them in your life, or do you
Yeah.
want to use them on here, or what? Or just
I want to use them in my real life.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Read me some.
Okay.
Like, wow. I just found out another interesting hobby of yours.
But that's the thing.
Do you seek out these words, or do you just scroll and like look
No,
for
like I'm reading this one book, and by reading this one book, I mean over the past like 2 years, I've read it one day a year. Fucking and this I'm reading this one book. It's called The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay or something like that.
Okay.
It's about these two kids, these two good nice Jewish
Are you having
boys.
a stroke over there? I feel like I need to call an ambulance. Are you having? It's
I
about
think it's
the
heat stroke.
It is pretty hot in here for February 21st.
These two nice Jewish boys in like the 1940s, and they like they make a comic strip. But anyway, the author uses some wild fucking.
So these are words that you come across in books.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't just scroll through the dictionary website and.
Yeah. No.
Because that wouldn't surprise me if you did that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Trying to get you a good one.
I'll be honest. I've had to look words up.
Yeah.
In books I've read.
If you're not looking words up, you're doing it wrong. What do you just? Because some words you cannot discern their meaning from just context clues. Like some words are like wild.
But I mean, this book you're reading is like a fiction book.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you gonna pull yourself out of the story every time you want to look up a word?
Yeah, it's fucking annoying, but
I wouldn't do that.
Well, like,
first of all, I don't read fiction because
what's my alternative? You know,
read nonfiction, learn something.
Well, just because it's a nonfiction book doesn't mean the author's not going to use like complex words. You know, it all depends on the author.
Okay, I guess, but if you read fiction, you know. They have to use crazy words because they're trying to tell a story and be different, so they get a publishing deal.
Can I play this into the mic?
Yeah, it might really not pick it up that well, so you got to turn your. Do you not know how to pronounce it?
No.
All right, try it.
Ratiocination.
Ratiocination?
Ratiocination.
What does
You want
that
to guess what that means?
Give me. This turned into a spelling bee really quick. Give me it in a sentence.
As an expert in ratiocination, the detective Sherlock Holmes has few rivals.
Is it okay? So it's a noun.
Yeah.
Say it again.
It ends in shun. Yeah, it's a noun.
Dude, you're talking to the. I mean, I should know words because I write songs, but I don't know words.
You want the country of origin?
Sure.
I don't. It doesn't say it.
Say it again. Ratiocination?
Ratiocination.
Ratiocination?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
RATIOCINATION.
I have no idea.
The process of exact thinking or reasoning, a reasoned train of thought. Like, if you came across that in a book, you're telling me you'd just be like, well, I guess I'm never knowing what that word means.
Yeah.
Like, you would just keep going?
I'd just keep going.
I couldn't do
You know
that.
why? Because this is the thing. I applaud you for your
conscientiousness.
well, that and your willingness to want to broaden your vocabulary. But I can tell you, without even having to experience it, if you ever approached a woman and used that in a conversation, she's going to dry up like the Sahara Desert, and you're never going to see her again.
Oh, for sure.
So don't,
I'm not saying...
Unless you're hanging out in the library at Harvard,
using
those words is not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. As a kid...
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I don't want people to pause this podcast to try to go look up a word. Because I just said you pull yourself out of... like people may be listening to this while they're driving or, while they're doing something else, while they're cleaning the house, whatever. Yeah. I don't want people to have to pause, stop what they're doing, and then pull out a dictionary and look up ratiocination.
You're not a dog. Don't pause.
The conversational dam, back at it. I hope when this podcast gets really popular that someone makes a compilation of just you ruining the conversation.
I would fucking love that. And all my different laughs. That's what I want as well.
We could do that.
Yeah.
If anybody wants the raw audio of Brady laughing, email the zlisterspod@gmail.com. I'll send you high quality WAV files of all of his laughs. Mine too.
When I was a kid, I was a really, really avid reader. Like, I was reading all the time. And this was
probably read 4 Magic Tree House.
Shut the fuck
You probably
up.
read 4 Magic Tree House books, so why don't you shut the fuck up?
I was reading Stephen King in the 5th grade. You can suckle on my big dick.
What Stephen King books have you read?
I've read It, Carrie, Salem
You did not
Slot.
read it.
Yes, I did.
800 pages. You did not read it.
I definitely fucking read it. It took me a whole year because I read it.
But
like
The
5
Adventures
minutes
of
at a
Clay
time.
and Clayton takes you 2, and you're not even done with that?
Clay and Clayton?
Yeah, whatever the fucking book with the Jewish boys making comics was.
Here's the same reason it takes me so long to read this book is the same reason that it took me so long to read it. I barely ever read now. Like, when I was in...
Well, what happened? You hit your head?
No, I was gonna fucking say it, but you interrupted me. Before video games corrupted me, I read all the time, but now I'd much rather just sit down and watch some Netflix or play some Zelda than fucking open up a book like a bitch, Even though I love reading, whenever I actually read, I enjoy it.
But here's the thing, if you read fiction, you're immersing yourself in a world that's not real.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing as a video game.
But the thing is, with a video game, you're in control and you can actually see and hear stuff, and it's more... Well, it's fun.
Your imagination just sucks then.
It does. I'll admit that.
I want to tell me what you think about this idea. Okay. It's not like a super original idea, but I want to make a movie that's only audio. Like, and what I mean by that is like there are books on tape, obviously.
Right.
But I don't think that like books on tape with like sound effects are big. I remember listening to like one in grade school. It was like a scary story one, but it had like noises and shit, and like the noises went with the story. And like it was probably 11 in the morning when we were listening to this in school, and I was creeped the fuck out. I was like, this is the scary. Now I was probably like 7. This is the scariest shit ever. But I always thought that would be cool to like get voice actors, write a script, have them record it, and then like put like sounds and shit in it.
Can I just say how adorable it is that you think that that's a movie with only audio? You're describing an audiobook with sound effects.
But how many audiobooks are there out there with sound effects? I feel like that's not a big thing.
How many audiobooks do you listen to?
Well,
are you the authority on audiobooks?
I'm not the authority. No, I'm not.
That call.
Let me fucking talk now.
Okay, well, you interrupted me before.
Yeah,
so
and then you yelled at me,
now,
so now I'm yelling back at you. Fuck
okay.
you.
Fuck you and your FUBU shoes.
Don't talk shit about my
Everybody
$18
listening, just
FUBU
know
shoes.
he is wearing fucking FUBUs.
Why is that a big deal?
Because you're a bitch.
Fuck you.
If you wear FUBU, you a little bitch.
Wow, okay.
You gotta flex like me with some fucking torn Lacostes that you bought for $20 at DSW.
I hate that you don't have a middle ground with the way you dress. It's either like I'm homeless or very dapper.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground.
Right.
There's no like casual with you.
Mm-hmm. This is casual.
But no, it's not.
It is.
That also could be a look like I just got out of bed and put shoes on.
Because that's what it is.
You didn't do a damn thing with your hair when you left the house.
Nope.
Did you?
Nope.
What did I call you before?
A budget Bruno Mars.
A dollar store looking Bruno Mars. You look like your hair is a wig from a Bruno Mars Halloween costume.
You know what? I would even take dollar store Bruno Mars because that would mean at least I have a little color. You know, I'm as pale as it gets.
Yeah, that's why I had to close the the blinds there because the reflection was blinding me. But audiobooks. I only listen to fiction, or I only read fiction, and when I get an audiobook, it's nonfiction. Sorry,
Right.
It's nonfiction. So I like to read like autobiographies and biographies and shit.
Lame.
Why is it lame?
That's
If
fucking lame.
if it's about somebody I like, why is it lame? I want to know more about him.
I don't know. It's just lame.
It's the same thing. Well, the fuck you. It's the same thing like we said with podcasts. People listen to podcasts to get to know the person better and just,
right.
Where else can I learn about somebody? Movies don't do it. If biopics were accurate, they wouldn't be as good.
Well, couldn't you say the same thing about an autobiography or something?
No, because it's a book. No one's really, they're trying to be entertaining, but
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you can't, like The Wolf of Wall Street. Did you see it?
No.
Oh.
I started watching it on Christmas Day, like last year. Not this past year, but 2 years ago. And I fell asleep.
It's a long-ass movie.
It was. And
I actually had to take a break.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was
like
a
about 3
long-ass
hours.
movie, and, like, we watched it. It was, like, me and my family watching it in my uncle's, like, entertainment room with his big-ass, like, he's got, like, a fucking...
Well, you watch this with family?
Yeah.
Super weird.
Well,
and
it was,
awkward.
like, all the guys, so it wasn't... Yeah. But, he has, like, this fucking, like, 80-inch, like, projector screen, and he's got
Is that goals?
Yeah. And he's got 5, like, nice fucking, like, electric recliners and shit. Like, he fucking, like, balled the fuck out.
Went
Like,
all
he made
out.
a man cave.
He
And,
Jim Jones in the basement. Ballin'!
got me feeling like Jim Jones watching movies. But anyway, it was Christmas morning, so, like, I was tired because we woke up early. And we're in comfortable-ass recliner chairs, so I took a little snooze.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I've heard.
And
it's got fucking what's-her-face in it.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Margot. Oh, my God. Dude.
She doesn't do it for me.
What?
I don't think she's not attractive, but
She's up there with...
I feel like I wouldn't get along with her. That's all I'm saying.
She's right up... What? She seems like so chill. She's Australian. You can't be Australian and tense. It's like a rule.
What?
Like all
What?
all Australians are laid back and chill, mate. You know? That's a thing.
Kangaroos and spiders. I'm not chill at all. If that's what I got to deal with.
But they don't care. That's the crazy thing. They're like, oh, it's all right, mate. You won't get bit. You won't get bit if you respect the spiders. But
You've been to Outback one too many times.
bloomin' onion. But
I want to go to Australia.
But she is right up there with fucking the likes of Devin Hawkinson.
Oh my God.
Honestly, she's up there.
I just don't feel like Rihanna just turned 30.
Yeah, I heard about that. Did you hear people were like all pissed off because Chris Brown wished her a happy birthday?
No.
They're like, leave her alone. She doesn't need this. Stop.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't get along with her. I feel like I wouldn't get along with Jennifer Lawrence either.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
You know what?
Maybe.
You know what doesn't translate well with just audio is
What?
facial expressions. Obviously, because you can't see them. If there was a video of the way you just looked, that wouldn't have sounded as dumb as it did.
Yeah.
Because you said and then thought about it like, would I be good friends with J Law or no? But,
I hate that. I hate that you just called her J Law.
Why?
Like, you probably call Scarlett Johansson ScarJo. Get
No,
the fuck
I
out of here
don't.
with the nicknames.
I don't.
You think you would get along with Scarlett Johansson?
I've only seen like one movie she was ever in.
Right.
What was she in?
That's not really what I asked you.
That's what I base it off of.
She was in Lost in Translation, The Avengers. She played Black
no.
Widow. She was in
I saw her in
Her, but she wasn't actually visually in Her.
Oh, is that where he married a computer?
He doesn't marry it, but he like dates it. Yeah, it's actually a really good
Limitless?
movie.
No, Lucy.
Lucy. Yeah, that's
That's
she
the only
was in.
thing I saw her in. I like that movie.
Did you?
Yeah, it was
a lot
good.
of people bashed the shit out of that movie.
It wasn't long, so. my thing is like, I don't know. With movies, it's like, was I entertained or not?
Uh-huh.
I'm not like, oh, I hated that fucking camera angle.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. I can. Do you know Cinema Sins?
Yeah.
Like, I can sit there and do that with every movie. Like, there were a couple things in Black Panther that kind of pissed me off.
Like what?
The ones, they have like a spaceship, and every time it would land and then turn around and land.
Uh-huh.
Why couldn't it just come in the right way so it didn't have to turn around? I feel like it's just...
Because then it wouldn't look cool.
But, you know...
I know what you mean. I'm like that too. Like, I try to just enjoy a movie, but sometimes, like, shit sticks out to you and you gotta... Like, I just watched that new horror movie on Netflix, The Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the preview for that? It's like a bunch
My
of...
Netflix recommendations is comedy specials and prison shows.
Well, it's like these 4 friends that go into the woods.
Real original.
They go to the woods. They go on like a hiking trip in Norway, I think, to like honor their dead friend who like passed away, and that was like his idea for the trip.
Okay.
And so they go on it to honor him. And it's like it basically just becomes like it felt the whole time I couldn't help, at least for like the first act or two, I couldn't help but feel like this is basically the Blair Witch Project. Like, they're in the woods, the creepy woods, might I add, and there's like witchcraft shit going on. Like, there's symbols on trees, and there's like a fucking wicker like deity in like an attic. Like, sorry,
so not original at all.
Sorry to spoil it, but I mean, it's basically the Blair Witch Project. And then like there were other criticisms I had with it that I won't like go into because I'll spoil it further. But like,
What do you think the hardest genre of movie is to make?
I hear people say that comedy is the hardest. I can't remember why, but I've heard that comedy is really difficult to make.
I think it's horror, and I'll tell you why. Because with comedy, and now we're 2 guys who've never made a movie, so we're talking way out of turn here. But like, there are things that like we could write. Like, again, I'm not trying to like downplay how hard it is to write jokes, but I feel like if we really thought about it, you and I could like write jokes. I mean, like we have. Like, you were talking to me last night in the car. You like set up an idea for a joke, and like it may not be funny to other people, but I mean, if enough people heard it, you know. They're like we were talking about before. Some people probably hate this podcast. Some people probably love it. Some people think we're not funny. Some people think we are. I feel with horror, though, to be like legitimately scary, I feel like is really hard to do.
Yeah.
And like comedy, you could do so many things and make it a comedy movie.
Yeah.
With horror, like, you got to be really creative to make horror. Like, when you're making like an action movie, you know, that too, you can do like anything basically and make it action.
Yeah.
You know, sad movies, dramas. Again,
just
same
have
thing.
somebody have cancer or something, and it's sad.
Yeah. But with horror, like, you got to be really like, you know.
And it's like a balancing act too, because like, you gotta show enough to like scare people, but like if you do what they did in The Ritual, where you just fucking show the thing, like in
is it like a first person movie?
No.
Like, are they like filming it like handheld?
No,
okay.
it's like an actual.
What are they? What are the? Was that right? First person, like Paranormal Activity.
You mean like found footage?
Yeah, like that. That's
no,
what
it's
I was
not that
thinking
kind of thing.
I'm tired.
Then it would be like a blatant fucking rip.
I'm tired of that.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any genre. I'm tired of found footage movies. Or
If it's done well, it's
no.
I don't mind it. Okay. No. But like if you show, I mean, it's so fucking like it's filmmaking 101 when you're talking about horror. Like, don't show the fucking thing.
Yeah, keep it a surprise.
Yeah, you got to keep it a mystery so people are like
and
fearing
it's hard.
the unknown.
It's hard to. I feel like it's hard to have an original idea.
Yeah, that's
just in general in life.
It's all fucking been done before.
But I don't think you always necessarily have to do something no one's ever done.
Yeah, it's enough to just do it really well.
Yeah, like you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
just make it a little better, or make
just
your own
spruce
version.
the wheel up a little.
Yeah,
Put
make
some
your
chrome on that bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like make your own version.
Yeah.
You know, but I heard that Netflix is actually like losing money too.
Yeah.
But I heard they make like almost $1 billion a month.
Yeah.
What? That goes back to episode 1 where I say I want to just fix stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Stop making movies like The Ritual.
Right.
There was a movie Josh Peck is in.
The Get Down.
No. Oh my God. It's something on.
Oh wait, that's not even what it is.
Something on the 10, or it's about. It's stupid.
Take the 10 or something.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Josh Peck, but
no offense to Josh Peck.
I'm not watching a movie if it's got Josh Peck in it.
Don't be nice, because I feel like he's approaching Z-list status. I feel like
Damn.
Yeah,
You just said be nice, and then you said something so not nice.
and it goes back to what I was saying before. If you say something nice, if you say something mean but say it nice in a nice tone, it's not as harsh.
Right.
But I've been watching like a lot of movies on Netflix, and I feel like they just need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're the ones actually producing it or they're buying it from production companies to have their own content, stop. If they're buying it from a company, like if you and I made a movie and then we sold it to Netflix, I feel like it would cost Netflix less than if they actually made it. You know what I mean? But if they're the ones actually making these movies, stop. They're so bad.
Maybe you need to raise your standards a little bit. Maybe you should stop just watching random movies.
But somebody has to.
Yeah, that's why you let those somebodies watch the movies and then you read reviews before you watch a movie.
That's the thing. I'll read what it's about, and if there's somebody in it that I like, I'll watch it. Like El Camino Christmas. Have you seen that on Netflix?
No, I know you have a real hard on for that one, but
it was a good movie because it didn't end how I thought it was going to end. And usually, like,
they Shyamalan'd you.
Yeah, I guess, but like for the most part nowadays, I mean, you can kind of predict what's going to happen. You know, movies, like we were saying, it's not that, you know. Name like a super original movie that's come out in the last 10 years.
How about Swiss Army Man? Did you hear about that one?
That's with Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't. I have it, and I've been waiting forever to watch it, but I just...
You have it on DVD?
No.
What do you mean you have it?
I pirated it. Please don't sue me. But he plays a corpse. He plays literally in the fucking movie description on IMDb, he's described as a flatulent corpse. Like he's a fucking dead body that farts a lot. That's about as original as
I've heard
can get.
about that. I might come over and watch that with you.
You should.
I will.
Yeah.
But
I'll supply the popcorn.
I don't know. I just feel like there's not too many original movies.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing with these superhero movies is people are getting like so hype about it. The comics have been out.
Yeah.
They're just making the comic into a movie.
Right.
Don't act like everything in the movie is a surprise. I mean, yeah, they're going to add stuff for the movie.
Well, but it is a
it
surprise to non-comic book fans.
Then you're not really about it.
You could be about the superhero movies, but not want to read comics.
I guess, but
you got to realize there are so many people out there in the world who aren't illiterate, but they just don't want to read, you know?
You're one of them.
Go fuck yourself, all right? I got better things to do than reading.
You set yourself up for that one, though, but you are one of them.
I know what the word fucking ratiocination means.
I don't think that was the word.
Ratiocination?
I don't know. Just don't use it. If the word can be used in a sentence with Sherlock Holmes, I don't want to know the word. I just don't care to know the word.
That's a good point.
Right?
That's a good policy to have.
Like you, if Josh Peck is in a movie, you're not watching the movie.
Yeah.
What's another movie I watched on Netflix? It's turning into like a movie review podcast.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't mind that.
we could do that. But
We're not going to.
No,
But
I'm not gonna do that. Because I got to sit for minimum 2 hours and then come in here and sit for another hour and a half and talk to you about the movie.
Yeah, and you know you're gonna be half an hour late. So.
Oh my God, you. Brady and I, we weren't in a lot of classes together in high school, but the way that our high school worked, which is very stupid when I tell other people this, they look at me crazy, but we had first period, then homeroom, then second period, then third, and all the rest, you know?
Yeah.
And what time did school start? It was like 7:30, right?
Yeah, 7:35 was when the bell rang.
For first period.
Yeah.
And then homeroom. And then we had third period English together. And that class probably ended at like, I don't know, like 10:30. You would show up to English with like 5 minutes left in the class. Like you got to school at fourth period. You lived, I'll be generous. You lived 8 blocks from the school, walking distance. And you would show up at the end of third period. Like you took half days every day. And I've been late to the last 2 or 3 podcasts, and you've given me shit for it. I don't
it's
appreciate
just funny
it.
to flip the paradigm and be like, "Oh, I'm the punctual friend. You're the late piece of shit." It's fun. By the way, I had study hall first period, so it was no big.
So that you could miss. You didn't have to actually go for that. But then
That's the only reason I got to graduate. If I had missed any other class, I would have gotten held back.
you'd probably still be in high school.
You know?
Me and a bunch of people had this joke senior year, like it would be funny as fuck if like after we graduated the next year we just showed up at another school and just like went the first day and just acted like, oh yeah, we're just new here, but then like took the joke too far and just started going to high school again. Like to me, like that's what I find funny. Like that would just be hilarious to me. Like
I'd be
just
down for
just
that.
to take. I was thinking.
I want to just start over.
I was thinking about. I kind of do too.
I want to go back in time and do it right.
Here's the thing. I hate to admit this, and I hate to admit this on the podcast, but people are like, "You're gonna miss high school, all that," and I'm like, in the moment, you're like, "No, you're not." Like, fuck this. Low key, like.
Think about
Kind
how
of miss high
fucking
school.
great that shit was. Easy as shit compared to like college.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know. I didn't.
You
do
didn't
that
have
college
any.
shit.
Let me put it this way to give you some context.
Financially less.
Yeah, that's true.
Stressful.
Also, you don't have to write a 10-page paper every fucking week. Sometimes multiple papers for multiple classes. Go fuck yourself.
But don't you? I mean, we weren't bad in school, but we didn't really take it serious.
Yeah.
You agree?
That's part of why I wish I could go back.
But don't you feel like you had a better time than the kids that were going like super hard?
That's true.
Right.
But like maybe put in a little effort.
If I did go back, I would take it super serious knowing what I know now. But I'm glad that I kind of just dicked around because it didn't really. I mean, once you graduate, that's the thing. If you like it's the same thing with college. Like once you get your degree, it doesn't matter what happened or what kind of grade you got.
Yeah.
You don't get a different degree if you get a 4.0 or if you get a 2.6.
C's get degrees.
Like, yeah, so that's the thing, you know?
Yeah.
I do also kind of think it would be funny to be like 31 and then like go to college, but live there.
Yeah.
And just like, can you do that?
I'm sure you can.
Like, is they can't like, especially with colleges, how progressive they are.
Yeah.
They can't discriminate based off age and not let you live there.
Yeah.
Like, that would be hilarious. And I would do it just for the joke.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. You and I are the type to, like, do stuff so far just for the joke that I honestly think you and I would fuck each other just for the joke. Just for the joke. And then, like, we'd be doing it and be like, this is funny, right? You said I wouldn't, right? Yeah, you fucking like that? Yeah, me neither, but it's funny, right?
Oh! Sorry.
I really feel like we would do that.
Yeah. Let's do it right now.
But yeah, so it all ties in together. We started this podcast talking about when do I have to think about school or being a kid or whatever, and now we're talking about it 45 minutes later on a podcast. So.
I just wish I could go back and like get at least decent grades, actually fucking apply for college, and then
not be here doing a podcast.
Yeah, I'm just
Don't
sad.
say yeah. That's not a good
I'm
thing to say.
disagreeing with what you said.
It's not nice to say to your co-host.
I don't actually believe it. I'm just saying to
Okay,
dismiss
okay.
you and get on to what I was talking about. I feel sad that I missed out on like the classic college experience, which maybe that's on me for buying into the stupid like movie fantasy of college.
I know exactly what you're saying, but I think fuck you, dude. Every time you have to do something wild with your legs and ruin the flow of the conversation. I think you think the same way I do, but you don't realize it yet. You like the idea of things.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you actually like the things.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of going out until it's like 10:30, 11, and I'm just getting ready.
Right. And
you probably see the same thing I do, people that we know, that are in college and they're out partying. But what you don't see, it's the same with college kids and celebrities. The shit you see on Instagram looks poppin'. It looks like they're having a great time.
Yeah.
But with the college kids, they got to wake up and either go to class the next day or they have a paper that they didn't start yet. Yeah. The same thing with the celebrities, like, or the rappers throwing the money. Like, yeah, they might have thrown $10,000 on the floor at an airport.
Right.
But that's all the money they have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're seeing everybody's greatest hits.
Exactly. Social media is a highlight reel for people.
Exactly.
And it's not just celebrities, it's everybody.
Yeah.
Which ties back into podcasting. Like, this is where you talk about the moments that you don't showcase online.
Yeah.
Or the parts that aren't that great or, whatever. I hope that this podcast can be somewhere where we come in and we joke and we make fun of people and get silly, but we can also come in here and, get serious if we really have to. Mm-hmm. And when I say get serious, I don't mean talk shit about Urban Dictionary.
Mm-hmm. You mean like talking about AIDS or something?
Not what I meant.
That's as serious as it gets. Really.
I mean, AIDS is a serious topic, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not trying to cry on this podcast, but if it ever happens, I want to feel comfortable like I can because therapy is expensive, dog. And I feel like this is just public therapy.
Ignoring everything you just said and going back to... Oh my God, I wish you could see his expressions. He just kind of shrugged and he was like, naturally you ignore what I just said.
Yeah, I mean, I got real for a second, but okay.
Going back to the having people drinking and having to get up for class. Like last night when I went and balled outside at the fucking big boy court, like I was like, yo, anybody want to play 21 or something when everybody started leaving? And they're like, nah, I got to get up for class. And I was like, fuck that. Like, what?
Yeah.
You got to get up for class?
Why are you out playing?
That didn't make any sense.
Why are you out playing basketball on midnight on a, now a Wednesday morning?
Uh-huh.
What time did you get done?
Like probably 12:30.
Oh, okay.
12:30.
Like, yeah, why are you out? I mean, yeah, it's nice out, but it's Tuesday night, Wednesday morning now. What are you doing? But yeah, I'm glad, only thing you had to get up for was this podcast.
Yep.
And I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to do all that shit.
Yeah.
But who do you think's, nice voice crack.
Yeah.
Who do you think's better off? Well, I was going to say, who do you think better off in the long run? But you can't really.
Between you and I?
No. Oh. Between us and,
and
those kids that have to get up for class now,
In terms of financial security?
Just in general.
Probably them.
Yeah, but they don't have jobs.
In terms of happiness? Maybe us. Who knows?
I just can't, I don't know. I can't picture myself in an office for 30 years.
Yeah.
Having to,
My mom's always telling me like
voice crack. I'm going to keep that in there just for you being an asshole to me. I'm keeping in your voice crack.
My mom's always telling me like, oh, you need to go get a job at like UPS or like Walmart or somewhere where you can like work your way up and you can make that a career. And it's just like, number one, I don't fucking want that.
I'm going to tell you right now, I worked at Babies R Us. The scariest thing I've ever seen working there was my manager. He worked there for 17 years, and he managed 4 stores.
God.
The best thing that he had in his life was a hatchback Subaru and his daughter.
Oh my God,
Okay,
that's so sad.
the thing he was most happy to talk about was how Babies R Us got him discounts when his daughter was born.
I was just gonna say maybe he at least got some discounted diapers. Or
Yeah, like the best thing I got from that job was I got a discount for Toys R Us too. So I was buying like mad video games and shit, and like Christmas time it helped.
How
But
much discount?
I think it was like 25.
Oh shit, that's big ball of shit.
Balling out of control. If anyone works at Babies R Us or Toys R Us and that's wrong, you can correct me. I don't remember what the discount was, but it was a nice discount. But actually, I have the card at home, so I'll check I'll see if it says it on there. But that scared the shit out of me, man. Like the only thing like this guy got happy talking about was fucking Babies R Us.
Right.
I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So it's like number
So
one.
tell your mom you don't want to be like the manager from Babies R Us.
Yeah, I don't want to have that as my life. Almost.
I missed.
I don't want to have that as my life or my career, and like, it almost offends me that she wants that for me. It's like, shouldn't you have some higher fucking expectations and like dreams for your kids? Shouldn't you want your kid to be more than like a fucking drone, a managerial drone who just...
I agree with you 100%, and I'm going to break it down.
Not that those jobs aren't necessary. Like, obviously, no job is really less valuable than another job, but like, that doesn't stop me from not wanting that job.
I'm going to get really real with you for a second.
Okay.
Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's a book. In the book, in the very beginning of the book, it says, and I'm going to paraphrase this because I know I don't know the quote for real, but it says, don't let your family's script of what they know about working determine what you're going to do for work.
Yeah.
And you could take that even a step further and not only apply it to work, but apply it to life. Like for your mom, like, and even my, my parents, my grandparents, like podcasting was never a thing.
Yeah.
Being able to record music in your house and build a career from literally your bedroom was never a thing.
Yeah.
Sitting in front of a camera, reacting to videos on YouTube and making a living off it was
dead
never.
Bodies.
What?
Or dead
Oh yeah,
bodies.
like filming dead bodies,
Yeah.
putting it on YouTube, making a career off of it was never a thing.
They were never there.
Exactly. Being a graphic design, like literally there's so many jobs, and it's not easy. You can't just apply and just do it. But there are so many jobs that you can just do in your room on a computer that going out and being a manager for Walmart or, working your way up in a company doesn't have to be for everybody anymore. And there are so many jobs, you know what I'm saying? Like it goes back to what I was saying before about being famous and staying relevant. There are so many ways to stay relevant now without making your own content. You can go on other people's shows, like I was saying.
Yeah.
So with jobs, it's like there's so many things you could do. So I don't think she's necessarily saying that because that's what she wants for you, but she knows that those things are stable, that those things are like, you don't think about it, but like nobody thinks about like, oh, Walmart could go out of business.
Yeah.
But if this was like 84, she would be saying, you should really go work at Sears.
Yeah.
Sears is really popping, you know what I mean?
Have you seen their catalog?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Well, and also like the thing is, the older generations are really out of touch with how things are right now.
that's literally what I just said.
Uh-huh.
That's what that whole like 2-minute rant was about.
I'm getting there. Back in their day, I'm making a different point.
I hope so. I hope you're not just restating
general
what
point,
I just
but
said.
I'm getting specific in another direction. So
Okay.
give me a sec. Like back in their day, first of all, like back in my grandpa's day, like you could, like just the man could have a job, and like, first of all, he could go out and like apply somewhere and like get the job, you know?
Yeah.
Like he dresses up in a suit and he goes in and he says, "Oh, I'd like to work here. I think I'd be a very good fit." And they're like, "Jolly good, sir." I don't know why I made them British, but
It's a long commute for your grandpa. You go all the way to Britain for a job.
but you know, one guy working alone could feed his
And have
family.
3 kids.
Yeah, feed his family. My mom is one of 6, so he could feed his family of 6 fucking kids. He could feed himself and his wife. He could buy a car, buy a house with one job. My grandparents owned and operated a flower shop. How the fuck do you make money at a flower shop? Like, low-key, they must have been selling
They were
some
florists?
shit. Yeah, they must have been selling some shit on the side. Like, they were sneaking and geeking on the low, you know? Like, there's no fucking way. Like, the IRS, if you're listening to this, please don't audit my grandparents. But, like...
Are they still in business?
No, I don't think so, no. But, and...
Are they still alive?
Yeah,
Ask
yeah.
them.
Yeah, and the same thing, like Grandpa, tell me straight up, you were dealing with some shit, weren't you? No, but like, and
Well,
like with my mom, it's the same thing, you know. They don't realize how difficult it is to like make money and like live independently.
And the job, yeah, and like there are a lot of jobs now that require a degree or they want you to have a degree for, that it's like, I don't need that. You know what I mean?
And there are jobs that require like experience, but they're like entry level jobs. It's like, how the fuck am I'm trying to get the experience right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like, and I feel like now is the time not to waste time, but kind of to do, like to like experiment.
That's what I'm saying. And my mom's like always pressuring me. She's always like,
Well,
you need to like fucking.
It's about balance, though.
Yeah, but I have a job. You know, she's like, you need to get a full-time job. You need to be working like 50 hours a week, and you need this and you need that. It's like, but I'm 21 though. Like, what's the rush for me to live on my own? Like, our generation is the generation where people are like 30 fucking years old and still living with their parents because it's that fucking difficult to like move out on your own unless you went to business school and you got a degree and now you're fucking making boku bucks. Like,
it's not the time where you can work for somebody and get rich, or not even rich, but make a living, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say make a living, but you're not gonna be a millionaire working for a company in like a lower job. I mean, you could be a CEO, and you know what I'm saying. But like, and again, like I say this with my music all the time. Like, I'm not where I want to be with my music, and there's gonna be a point where if I don't get to a certain place, I'm gonna have to not stop making music, but start doing something else to support myself financially. But I'd rather do that now and kind of waste my time and go on tour and lose money on it and shit like that than be 35 trying to do that.
Right.
You know, I just feel like, I mean, not that anyone who's 35 or older can't start making music and try to get into it.
Yeah.
But for what I want to do with it, I'd rather do it now. Same thing with this podcast. Like, I feel like it'd be kind of silly if we were fucking 45,
right?
You know, leaving our house and be like telling our wives like,
going to
record a podcast, honey. I'll be back. You know what I mean?
Can you?
But I'm not discouraging older people to not do anything.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the one field where like, where there are like older people getting into it late in the game is like acting. Like, you see actors every once in a while. It's not super common, but you see actors who are in their like 40s or 50s who like.
That's different because they're needed like for roles.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't have a 20-year-old playing a dad.
Like, you know who Ken Jeong is?
No.
The guy he plays Mr. Chow in the Hangover
Okay,
movies.
yeah.
He was a doctor.
Real quick, sorry.
What?
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to sound super racist if it wasn't him.
Right. He was a doctor before he became an actor, and I think he was a doctor like well into his like early 40s, and then like he just got into like improv, I think, and then
Steve Carell got into acting super late.
Same thing with Steve Carell.
He was acting, but doing like theaters and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he like blew up
Yeah.
later on, like in his like 40s, I think.
With something like
Or his
that, you
late
just
30s.
never know. You could like
Yeah.
hit it big time. Same Christoph Waltz, who was in he.
Now you're getting real
he-
obscure
he-
with the actors.
Nah, he plays Colonel Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastards. He plays like the main villain.
The German guy?
That's a bingo.
The German
Yeah,
guy? Okay.
Yeah.
He gets scalped at the end? right?
Spoiler.
Spoil. How old is that movie? The movie's at least
Pretty
10
old.
years old.
You should have seen it by now. But
I give 2 years before I can spoil a movie.
I think he was a pretty successful actor in Germany or maybe Austria. He's from Austria, but like he didn't really hit it big until he got that role in Inglourious Bastards in his like late 40s, early 50s. But I want to go back to the music thing. Can you think of any like big musicians who like really weren't shit until like their late 30s, early 40s?
It's kind of big in country. I don't know like a lot of names off the top, but I know that there are people that in country or like folk music who don't kind of.
Why do you think that is?
Because I think that music is for like an older crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, Taylor Swift is not country music.
Right.
She may be billed as country music, but she's not country music.
Uh-huh.
And I just feel like a lot of those groups and singers and bands, they just have an old, there's, it's like hip hop. It's everything. Like there's going to be a mainstream version of it and then an actual version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like the actual version of country music is just geared towards an older crowd. And, yeah, I don't know. But I'm trying to think if there's any, like rappers who kind of got big later on, or older. But see, like, what's old to you? Also, wait, real quick, answer it and then I'll say what I was gonna say.
Okay. I think like mid to late 30s is kind of
okay.
getting up there.
Okay.
Because like maybe that's just our generation though. We're seeing like people get big off of like YouTube and shit who are only like Post Malone is literally like the same age as us.
Yeah.
And he's like huge right now.
Mm-hmm. This is something also that bothers me is like with my music and even like with this podcast, it'll happen. I know it will. You don't have to be at a Post Malone level to be successful.
Yeah.
Like there are so many people who, like I say this to people with music all the time. Like they're like, well, where do you want to be? Like, what's your goal? And like, there are venues across the country that hold 100 people. There are venues across the country that hold 2,000 people. The people that play the 2,000 seat venues are not going to play the 100-seaters and vice versa. So like somebody has to be able to go city to city across the country and fill 100 people.
Right.
And I feel like that's really respectable to get 100 people to come out to see you anywhere across the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with the podcast. Like we may not get 1 million views ever. I would love it if we did.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first episode that we had out in a week hit almost 500 plays.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll as we keep doing it, we'll continue to see growth hopefully, but we'll also see what our steady numbers are going to be.
Yeah, I'm really hoping like the Moldovan numbers are promising.
I
Like,
really hope Moldova comes through. And
On some real shit, it would fucking delight me if like next week we look at the numbers and Moldova grows to 2. Like the one guy told his friend, he's like, yo, you should really listen to these people.
I don't know what they're saying, but you should really listen to these people. It's the only 2 people in Moldova that speak English, and they listen to us.
Yeah.
But
We should learn to speak whatever language.
we should. And if we can get up to 5, I'll do a whole episode in whatever language they speak in Moldova.
All right, bet.
But,
I don't even know anything about Moldova. I
me
know
either.
I've said that
I didn't even know where it was.
Like, I don't even know how to picture the people or like the.
Well, it's Eastern European.
Okay, so right. You
But-
said it's like right next to Ukraine or something.
It's right next to Romania.
Okay, but sorry, Moldova, for lumping you in with Ukraine. By the way, I know this isn't really that original of a premise, but like, why do people sometimes say the Ukraine?
The Ukraine.
Yeah, like he took a vacation to the Ukraine. Like, why is it not just Ukraine? Also, same thing with Congo. Sometimes people call it the Congo.
The Bahamas.
That one kind of sounds right though,
Because it ends in an S.
Yeah, try saying Bahamas. Oh, I'm going to Bahamas.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. See, I don't know too many people who vacationed in the Ukraine. And to me, it just doesn't sound right.
Right. Oh, it is. It's Moldova is right between Ukraine and Romania.
Okay. I don't know. I just feel like there's a level of fame that I want to be at where it's like you're known for, like, honestly, I don't know what the level is, but I don't want to be getting mobbed everywhere I go.
Right.
But I also
I don't think that's a real fear at anytime soon.
well, I mean,
Maybe one day, but
listen, I don't just do this podcast, okay?
Yeah, that's
I
true.
make hit records.
Right.
No, but to be real though, like again, we could it's like us talking about making movies, like, you know, we're not there, I'm not there, I don't know anything about it, but I just feel like having to think about being private or like doing things and try not to get mobbed, you know what I mean? Like Fetty Wap is from Jersey, obviously. Pretty sure he still lives in Jersey. And I see pictures all the time at places he'll go, and, you know, the pictures I see are from people that are at the same places he's at, and, you know, I'm sure tons of people are always asking for pictures when he goes out, and I don't know him. I'm sure he's cool, but like, I just feel like that would get annoying after a while. Like if you just want to go somewhere, like, you know. So, but again, you know, some people may love it. Some people, I don't know.
yeah. By the way, the official language of Moldova is Romanian.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can.
We should learn like a phrase or two in Romanian and
For the next one.
just like randomly pepper it in the next
For the next one.
conversation. Yeah.
It'll be like a little like tagline we could have.
Yeah.
A little like Romanian tagline. We'll end this podcast on a little. I'll end it on a little story about Romania.
Okay. This should be interesting. I didn't imagine that you would have a
I
little
have a story
about Romania.
I have a story involving Romania. I was probably 13, and I added this girl on MySpace, and she's from Chicago, but originally from Romania, and she was hot as fuck. And then a couple years later, I found her on Facebook, and I was like, oh, hey. And pretty sure it was a guy. So...
That's the whole fucking story?
Yeah.
That's where you're going to end this shit on?
I didn't say it was going to be a good story.
We got to press on. There's no way we can end it on that shitty story.
But you're dripping
that
over there.
story.
You're sweating so hard.
Oh, I'm doing quite well, actually.
I'm thinking about Taco Bell, so I kind of want to dip too.
Cooled off.
Also, I
you
have
thinking about talking?
Yeah. But I do have a song to record, so if you do want to tag along, I got to record this. Actually, dude, I'm AKA young procrastinator in this bitch because
You want to get some Taco Bell?
I would love to get Taco Bell. Have
Okay,
you had the
let's-
nacho fries yet?
No.
Oh.
Have you?
Yeah.
They good?
Oh, yeah. they're
Oh,
good.
shit.
You like Checkers?
No.
Rallies?
I've never been.
You were never there?
No, I was never there.
They're almost just like that. But
Oh, okay.
Do you want to eat inside?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I want to come inside.
But
That was disgusting.
that's the second
I'm sorry.
podcast you ended on making a cum joke. Anyway, if you like what you heard, rate, review, comment, subscribe, share this podcast, do whatever you got to do. Help us grow this bitch so we can get to Romania and we can get to Moldova and we can just have a great time.
Yeah. I think that would be baller as fuck. And I just want to say to all our Moldovan fans,
Te iubim.
What is that?
we love you.
You really went on Google Translate.
Yeah. Te iubim,
Te iubim.
I think.
Te iubim.
Te iubim. She says it so slowly. It's weird.
Play one more time.
Okay.
Te iubim.
Oh, she said it normal that time.
Yeah, I don't
What the fuck is going on with my phone? Like the processor's like melting right now.
It's like, why are you trying to learn Romanian, right?
Te
Te iubim, Moldova and Romania.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.